Good morning, you beautiful people. It's Lisa again, and I'm here to give you a movie review of the movie It 2. I just went and saw it in theaters last night. Super late at night because that's the only way you can watch horror movies. If you're not 100% sure what It 2 is about, or what It in general is about, I can get into too many details, but obviously, there's a clown going after a bunch of small children. And It 2 is 27 years later from that. And now the killer clown is going after these children who are now grown adults. There was a lot of hype around this movie. And obviously, because it did really well last year, so they're really heavily promoting it because they knew it was going to do well again this year. I am 1,000% sure that it's going to do well this weekend. The theater was packed last night, so I can only imagine how the rest of the weekend is going to go. With all of the hype, the whole idea was that It 2 was not only going to be a longer feature film, but it also was going to be scarier than the first movie. Now, the first movie, the first It, I didn't do a review for that, but the first It that I actually really enjoyed. I also saw that one in theaters. I thought the kids did really well, acting-wise, and then, of course, Bill Skarsgård. I hope I'm saying that last name right. Who plays Pennywise the clown, is just so sinister, and he just plays that role really well. By the way, if you like him, you should check out Hemlock Grove, because it's a really good show. Side note, I was obviously going into the film expecting it to be scary, right? Obviously, it's about a killer clown. I can tell you that I probably put my hands over my face maybe 1 or 2 times out of the 3-hour length time. So I don't know if it was necessarily scary. Now, what they did do, which some people do find scary, is they upped the gore. This film was just a whole lot more gory than the first one was, which I wonder if that's because the first one dealt with kids, and so they didn't want to make it as gory, but now that this one's dealing with adult actors, they're like, yeah, let's just up the gore, And just be real honest, that's not my favorite type of horror movie. I think horror movies are best when there's not a whole lot of blood and there's a lot more suspense and jump scares. I think those actually will scare you more than like a bucket of blood just being drenched on people. But I know that other people find that to be scary. So I think some people are going to find this movie really scary, and then there's going to be some people who are like, eh. Obviously there are jump scares, because Pennywise lives in the darkness of corners. So obviously there were some jump scares, but there was just a way more gore than I was expecting. I found It 2 to be more humorous. There was a lot more laugh out loud moments. Maybe because these are grown adults running around in a town from a killer clown, and that's what they're there to do, is to kill a killer clown. In all of my reviews, you're going to hear me say something about the music in the movie, because the music is an integral part that could make a movie bad or make a movie good, right? It's the music that actually drives the suspense and makes you know that this is not a scary scene, this is a scary scene. All that. Music has the power to do that. With that being said, I think they overdid the music this time. I don't know, I just noticed it a lot more, which I don't know if it's ever good to notice the music a lot more than usual, but I think part of the scare tactics they were going to is just loud, blaring music at you. Which it can be, and it can add to the jump scares and the intensity of the scene that's happening. I just found it to be... The music was just so loud and blaring at you that it just seemed, I don't know... I don't want to say hokey, but I'm going to use the word hokey. That's what the word I'm going to use, because I just don't think you should be noticing the music like that way. But again, it could have just been a decision made where it's like, okay, this scene needs more scariness to it. Guess! It's the neighbors!